For nearly 16 months, Cindy Weber has been suffering from a bizarre constellation of symptoms which have left her completely debilitated and in near constant pain. Over a dozen doctors have tried to find an explanation, to no avail.
It seemed as if each day this disease was taking over my body in a bigger, stronger way than the day before. I was beginning to wonder if I was going to win the war. It felt as if my body was surrendering to this disease.
Then, in June of 2005, Cindy goes to see her gynecologist for a routine checkup. But the visit turns out to be anything but routine.
The doctor seemed to be very concerned. I had rashes on me, and I could barely move.
The doctor performs a thorough exam, including a urinalysis, and discovers something alarming. Cindy has blood and a high level of protein in her urine, a common sign of kidney failure.
She decided that I should see a nephrologist as quickly as I could be seen. If my kidneys were involved, that may lead to a clue.
Just 12 hours later, Cindy is sitting in the office of kidney specialist Dr. Martin Kitaka.
She brought in all her medical records with her. When I saw Cindy's urinalysis results, and that in combination with her symptoms, I began to think that she had a systemic disorder. So I recommended to her that we do a biopsy of her kidney.
I was pretty concerned because my kidneys were involved now. Deep down, I was even wondering if this was going to be something that was life-threatening for me.
A few days later, Cindy undergoes the procedure she hopes will finally give her some answers.
It was a long weekend while we were waiting for those kidney biopsy results to come in. We were hoping so much that we were going to finally find out what was wrong with me.
First thing Monday morning, the nervous couple makes the 20-minute drive to Dr. Kitaka's office.
Dr. Kitaka came in. He told me that he knew what I had.
The biopsy showed that Cindy has a disease called microscopic polyangiitis.
Microscopic polyangiitis is a rare autoimmune disease in which white blood cells malfunction. In a healthy individual, the body produces white blood cells to help fight off infections. But in patients like Cindy, these same cells are defective and attack blood vessel walls throughout the body, causing severe inflammation.
We don't know exactly why this happens, but there's some trigger that makes your immune system go haywire.
Emotionally, I think having that diagnosis was very difficult for me. I had this rare disease. I had this disease that was not well understood by the medical community.
There was this new flood of questions.
But while the origins of the condition remain a mystery, Cindy's symptoms followed a well-documented trajectory. What one doctor thought was a deep tissue bruise was, in fact, the initial onset of the disease.
The bruising in Cindy was caused from inflammation of the small blood vessels within the skin. When that occurs, these blood vessels can rupture and cause leakage of blood into the tissue, and this can appear as a bruise.
As her disease progressed, Cindy's malfunctioning white blood cells continued to multiply and eat away at her blood vessel walls, resulting in debilitating pain.
When inflammation occurs in these blood vessels, that can cause leakage of blood into the tissue, but also narrowing of these blood vessels can occur, and that too can contribute to the muscle pains.
Dr. Kitaka goes on to explain that the petechiae that developed soon after Cindy's agonizing leg pain set in are classic signs of the disease.
There's inflammation in the small blood vessels within the skin, causing leakage of blood into the tissue, and that can show up as these skin abnormalities.
The disease is often unpredictable, but the manner in which Cindy's symptoms mysteriously appeared and disappeared doesn't surprise Dr. Kitaka at all.
Cindy's symptoms would wax and wane, and that's often the nature of this disease. And that's what makes it somewhat frustrating, because for periods of time you feel better.